Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Carly Barnett. We're here at the First Alert Desk, and we want to give you a rundown of the stories that we are working on for your weekend. We hope that everybody is having a very happy Father's Day, celebrating dear old dad, the fathers, the grandfathers, the father figures in all of our lives. Hope that everyone is enjoying their day. We just wrapped up our afternoon meeting. Want to give you an idea of some of the stories that we're working on today. We have our reporters already out the door and that you can expect to see on the news tonight. So some quick programming there. We do plan to have a 6:30 newscast and an 11 o'clock newscast on CBS, and you can catch us at 9 and 10 on Peachtree TV. Now, of course, this is a holiday weekend, so I know a lot of eyes are on the forecast, and we're going to have First Alert meteorologist Cutter Martin join us in just a minute, but I did want to give you some of your news headlines. So as I mentioned, of course, it is Father's Day today, so we have two really incredible Father's Day stories that our reporters are working on. One is that after 25 years, Lee Clark walked out of the Floyd County Jail a free man just in time to celebrate Father's Day with his family. Yasmina Alston is going to interview that family now. Clark had been convicted back in 1996 of murder, but recently was exonerated of all charges after finding that he was not guilty and wrongly accused of those crimes. So after several years, after more than 20 years, he gets to be reunited with his family. And again, just in time for the holidays, just in time to spend Father's Day with those who he loves. So Yasmina Alston will be bringing that to us tonight. Reporter Asia Wilson also working on a very special story. This is a father-daughter dance. I remember going to those back in the day. And this is from two-time Emmy winner and radio personality Ryan Cameron. He's the one putting on this event. It's called a father-daughter sneaker ball, and it's from the Ryan Cameron Foundation. And so this is just going to be a really special story, seeing dads, seeing daughters, and getting to experience that together. Daughters getting dressed up, fathers getting dressed up, and she's going to bring that for us a little bit later tonight. Now, we do have some news headlines that we want to tell you about. We have some really nice stories that we're working on, but there are some things that we want you to be aware of, things that are going on in the community. So this is happening in Gwinnett County. I'm going to take you actually to our website here. You can read more about it on atlantanewsfirst.com. This is still very much a developing story, so information is pretty limited right now, but what we do know is that the Gwinnett County Police Department and the SWAT team are actively handling a homicide investigation in Grayson. Now, we are working on meeting with the public information officer right now to get new details, find out the circumstances of this, but to our understanding, there was some kind of SWAT standoff that eventually led to a homicide. Again, the Gwinnett County Police Department is going to be meeting with one of our reporters to learn more about the exact circumstances there, but this is still an active investigation. It's still an ongoing investigation, and we are working to find out more details. We will bring that to you live on TV tonight, as well as on atlantanewsfirst.com and our app, of course. And another investigation that is going on, this happened early this morning. This was a shooting outside of a nightclub early this morning. An investigation is underway in DeKalb County now after police say 5 people were injured in a shooting outside of this lounge. Police say they responded to the Cosmopolitan Premier Lounge. That's off Glenwood Road in Decatur. It happened around 3 a.m. They received reports of a shooting. Police confirmed the shooting happened outside of the lounge. When they got there, police say they found the victims, and a witness in the area told us at Atlanta News First that he heard the shooting. The identities of the people who were injured and the extent of their injuries still unknown at this hour, and police say they are still searching for the suspect in this. So this happened around 3 in the morning, and at this point, the shooter is still on the loose. This happened in DeKalb County. DeKalb County Police are handling this investigation, and we hope to have more information for you coming up later tonight. Something happening in Gwinnett County. I want to turn your attention to some video that we had received to our Atlanta News First newsroom. Gwinnett County Police are asking for the public's help in helping to identify some thieves that were caught on camera breaking into a vehicle. The family actually that we spoke with said that they had been a victim of a home invasion previously. Reporter Asia Wilson has more details on this. We want to play you her report.
A family I spoke to is in shock and on high alert after seeing multiple people pull up to their home and break into their vehicles. They don't want to be seen on camera, fearful that they may be targeted again, but they do want something to be done quickly. This video captures a break-in in action.
That 2 cars had came by and 3 males jumped out, looked inside the car, started breaking the windows, and 2 of them ran out towards to the Jeep and went and checked that. And then they had a chase car following them.
A family who lives off Pleasant Dale Road in Tucker says early Thursday morning around 6, their cameras went off. Hours later, they saw what was left behind.
We had noticed that the Jeep had been gone through. Family members came out and noticed that their car windows had been shattered on the other side.
The husband and wife alleged the men tried to break into a 3rd car, but weren't so successful.
They did rummage through one of the vehicles, maybe some small stuff, CDs and things like that were missing. These guys looked like they knew what they were doing.
You are currently being recorded.
Since then, the couple turned on their talking alarm system. They say it's not the first time their neighborhood has been victimized.
For the last 3 or 4 years, and it's steadily increased more and more.
And back in 2020,
we did have a break-in, an actual home invasion. I was working out of town and they came in when my wife was there. Luckily, he took off and ran and didn't do anything after he saw her.
Now they want it all to stop once and for all and want police to intervene.
Hopefully with the video, I think that, they'll catch their license plate.
Now, the family says they reached out to their HOA to address the issue and they haven't heard back. We also reached out to the Gwinnett County Police Department about this incident and others, and we're still waiting on their response. In Gwinnett County, Asia Wilson, Atlanta News First.
All right, that is reporter Asia Wilson giving us those details. If you see anything, contact the Gwinnett County Police Department if you have any information on what you saw in that surveillance video. Something else we do want to point out, if you live in Sandy Springs, this is a heads up for you. We have the full story on our website, atlantanewsfirst.com, about a boil water advisory. This is currently happening in Sandy Springs. Scroll down here on the story for you so you can, there you go, see it full screen there. But the Department of Watershed Management, they have issued that boil water advisory for residents and businesses in Sandy Springs, and that is according to their Office of Communications. They say they're investigating a possible breach of a 48-inch transmission main on Riverside Road near Don White Memorial Park. They are encouraging you, until they can get the issue resolved, to boil any water for drinking, for cooking. They say vigorous hand washing or showers with soap and tap water should be safe for basic personal hygiene. But if you are washing your hands to prepare food, use boiled and then cooled water along with hand washing soap. And they say they will be following its flushing protocols for the system to make sure the water is clean and safe to use. But in the meantime, and I just checked on Twitter, there's no update at this point. They're still working to resolve the issue. They do warn that you may experience a little bit lower water pressure in the meantime while they work to get this resolved. So go ahead. We know it's getting close to dinner time. Just to be safe, boil that water if you are preparing food or if you're cooking. So we're going to take you back out here live and do a little recap of some of the top stories that we are working on. We have some Father's Day stories happening, and I did want to clarify because in the case of the man who was exonerated, this is his first Father's Day that he's getting to spend with his family. This is Lee Clark, and after 25 years, it was back in December that he was exonerated and able to be a free man and live with his family again. And this is their first Father's Day together. We have that really special story coming up tonight at 6:30, 9, 10, and 11. We have you covered all evening long for your top stories. Something else that we are continuing to work on at this point, there is a shooter still out there. That is according to DeKalb County Police after an early morning shooting at a nightclub. We know 5 people were injured. We still don't know the extent of those injuries. And something else that is being investigated is in Gwinnett County. I've just heard that our video journalist has arrived on the scene, is meeting with the public information officer to find out what exactly took place. This was in Grayson. We do know that Gwinnett County Police and the SWAT team had to respond, and there was a homicide. So we will have those breaking details here shortly. And the other thing that we need to talk about is, of course, the weather, because we have a number of first alerts. Let's go ahead and take a live look outside. You can see looks cloudy out there, not bright and sunny like what we saw yesterday. All right, Cutter, what can we expect for our long weekend?
Yeah, Mom Nature is kind of giving us clues, some little hints that changes are on the way. Today, some high-level clouds, some haze actually from the Canadian wildfires that have been raging for quite a while now, still infiltrating our sky. But the clouds you're seeing out there, at least in most areas, not producing any rain. However, we do have a much greater rain chance in the first alert forecast, especially as we get into overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. That's kind of round number 1, and then we will have even more rain on the way in the extended forecast. Again, here to keep you updated, breaking down the first look, if you will, of the extended forecast, as well as what's going on the rest of this evening. Thank you for tuning in. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin, here to give you a check of the First Alert forecast. We'll keep you updated here over the next, kind of a 5, maybe 6, 7 minute chat, just talking about what's going on, and a reminder if you have any weather questions, comments, concerns. We're coming to you live, streaming to you on Roku, Amazon Fire, and the Atlanta News First app, atlantanewsfirst.com. But you can ask your weather questions, address any comments, concerns you may have about the First Alert forecast on YouTube. Atlanta News First is the account to like and to follow if you do have any weather questions, comments, or concerns. Let's take you to First Alert radar. We do have a couple showers out there. In fact, one thunderstorm moving through Pike County right now, the Griffin area. And it's moving pretty quickly off to the north and to the east. Another shower here in southern, now building into central portions of Carroll County. We'll put a tracker on both of these. Notice how the storm developed pretty quickly to the south of Whitesburg. To the west of Whitesburg, it's now moving off to the north and to the east in the general direction of southern Douglas County, though this is also, going to try to move into the, at least closer into South Fulton and the city of Atlanta. Putting a tracker on this, we'll take it for about the next hour or so. Whitesburg, 427 about now. Fairplay, 449. Palmetto getting into South Fulton, other hour here. The other, other start of the 5 o'clock hour. Not the best way to say that. 503, Palmetto. Thunder getting louder and maybe some rain by that point. Fairburn Community, 520. Union City, 527. Kind of that Fulton Industrial Parkway corridor there. Langford Parkway area as well down in South Fulton. That's one downpour, another on the other side of Peachtree City, other side of the radar there in Fayette County, and this too is moving off to the north and to the east. Not moving all that fast, but it's not going to linger that long either. It's not a very big downpour, but it is producing heavy rain and occasional to frequent lightning and thunder. Hampton, 434. Next 5 minutes, moving into your community, Lovejoy, McDonough, and Henry County, Stockbridge into northern Henry County, and Fincherville there by 5:16. The high-level clouds, some of the haze that we've had today helping to also cut down on our temperatures just a bit. Not as hot as it was yesterday when we reached about 90 in many areas. 84 in Atlanta right now. We've been in the mid-80s here for the last little bit, and we'll probably warm another few degrees before we kind of level off and then cool back down. 87 Athens, 82 LaGrange, 83 Blairsville, 86 in Locust Grove. Here's the hour-by-hour forecast. Let's take you through the rest of this evening and talk about the much wetter weather that is on the way. Again, it's not right now, not today's pop-up, very spotty chance of showers and storms. It's going to be the real impact. It's the first wave of rain that arrives late tonight into tomorrow morning. Forecast model not doing the worst job, but it is missing those few downpours closer to Atlanta, but does have the right idea. A few showers developing as we go into the 5 to 6 o'clock hours, just running a little bit ahead of schedule, but model has a decent grip on reality, and it has that chance of isolated showers and storms going into early evening, and then a period of quiet weather, 10, 11, midnight by 2 a.m., Cleveland-Randolph County showers and thunderstorms approaching from the west. Now, these will be severe thunderstorms as they push through Mississippi, west and central Alabama. they will trend weaker as they get into the Atlanta News First viewing area, East Alabama, on into North Georgia. Nonetheless, you see this time frame here, 3 a.m., a couple of these showers and storms could be strong to severe. Probably, in the most realistic case here, just below severe limits. Cleveland, Randolph counties, Troup, and Heard counties a spot to watch in the wee hours of tomorrow morning. At the very least, though, frequent lightning, loud booming thunder, heavy rain could wake you up early, hence the first alert well before sunrise tomorrow. Carrollton, Roanoke, LaGrange, it's pouring, rain moving into the city of Atlanta, 5, 6, 7 a.m. It's probably going to be a wet morning commute for those that are still working tomorrow. It's a federal holiday, obviously, for many. If you are off and you have plans to maybe with the family, Juneteenth activities going on Monday morning, it's going to be wet, and this is not a pop-up rain chance. This is widespread wet weather, at times heavy rain, that chance of heavy rain greatest south of I-20, but at least a period of some wetter weather possible all the way into the mountains, though I think that rain chance is greatest south of Atlanta, though very likely in Atlanta, and just gradually tapering off a little bit as you get up into the mountains of far north Georgia and, of course, western North Carolina. Getting back to the hour-by-hour forecast here, going to pop that back up and roll you deeper into our Monday. We'll keep that first alert going, but I think in general, by the time we get to mid and late morning, little bit of a lull in the shower and thunderstorm activity, though notice what's already redeveloping behind the morning line of storms. Scattered downpours going into the lunch hour, early mid-afternoon, really at any point tomorrow. You could get rained on. Rain is most widespread early in the morning, but there will be some more pop-up showers and thunderstorms capable of heavy rain, frequent lightning. Looking at you, talking to you, those with pool plans tomorrow, you will need to keep an ear out for thunder if you hear it. You know, as the old National Weather Service saying goes, when thunder roars, move indoors. Move the plans indoors, wait for that last clap of thunder, wait an additional 30 minutes, then you can head safely back outside. Also keep those rain lightning alerts turned on in the First Alert weather app if you don't have it. It's a free and easy download, really helpful on days like tomorrow where we're battling some of the rain and storms for the outdoor plans. Just search Atlanta News First or First Alert Weather in your app or Google Play Store. Going deeper into tomorrow, even tomorrow evening, 8, 9, 10 p.m., there's some spotty showers and storms around. In fact, I think there will be some rain going late Monday night, even into Tuesday morning. It'll be a little hit or miss, but yeah, we're going to be tracking showers and thunderstorms capable of at least brief heavy rain on our Tuesday. Another first alert in the forecast, and we'll keep that risk of heavy rain and rounds of rain that could impact or have you canceling some of those outdoor plans. We'll keep that going all the way through Thursday. So keep that in mind. If you do have outdoor plans, it is going to be pretty stormy from time to time across North Georgia and metro Atlanta. We're going to be tracking that rain chance increasing and then remaining elevated over the next several days. You may be wondering how much rain is going to fall over that several-day period. And we'll bring you the latest forecast from the Weather Prediction Center. Again, this is kind of a look at several models put together and then looked at by meteorologists, so a fairly accurate forecast here. And we're talking over that 7-day period starting tomorrow, going all the way through next weekend, 3, 4, 5 inches of rain will be common. And a couple areas, especially the mountains of northeast Georgia and then to our south, a couple areas could see more rain than that. So if you do have outdoor plans, again, keep an eye on that forecast. Several first alerts on the way. First alert Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Rain is going to be a little harder than normal to plan around. Of course, it is summertime, or almost technically summer. That'll begin Wednesday. And a heads up that, yes, we typically do see scattered showers and storms this time of year, but we're going to increase the rain chance and the amount of neighborhoods seeing rain each day. So it's just going to be a little harder to get the plans in. The yard work plans, sports practices, swim meets. I know Tuesday and Atlanta, big for swim meets here, and it's going to be a little harder to get those sorts of activities in this week. So we'll keep you updated. Full check of the forecast coming up here in just a little bit on Atlanta News First. At 6:30 this evening, we're back at 9 p.m. Atlanta News First on Peachtree TV. We have a 10 o'clock hour as well, and then back on WANF at 11 p.m. You can always get a check of that forecast at atlantanewsfirst.com. And in the First Alert weather app, I'll leave you with a live look, kind of a hazy look, but there is still some sunshine out there at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Get outside this evening, enjoy the drier weather, though we are tracking a few spotty storms. A much wetter weather moves in late tonight and early Monday morning.